Hey, everybody. Welcome to episode 4 of the Wolfpack Podcast. Today's topic is going to be about music and why it's good for our health. Joining me again, just like he did last week, is Glenn Lavelli, a.k.a. DJ Storm Thunder. Glenn, welcome back.
Hello, what's up, everyone? Here, bringing into the storm. You guys probably never get tired of me, don't you? Welcome. This is good to be back. Thank you for.
No one's going to get tired of you, buddy. You can come on the show as many times as you want. So, we're going to cut down to the chase. Like I said in the beginning, this topic is going to be about music and why it's good for our health, especially our mental health. Everyone has a favorite artist. Everyone has a favorite song. Everyone has a favorite band. They like a certain kind of music. Some could like rap. Some could like hip-hop. Some could like pop. Some could like jazz, rock and roll, heavy metal, death metal, whatever. Doesn't matter. There's always that one batch of music that everyone just listens to, and it really helps their well-being and their mental health. You have a specific artist in mind, or actually you have a couple of specific artists that you like, and who are those two artists that you really listen to?
Well, for me, depending, again, what you said, there's always different kind of genres, so everyone's not going to be on the same level here, so everyone's all different. Can be sad, can be angry, can be pop. So my only two so far, and I'm right now listening, or make that three. Well, right now we're going with two EDM artists who are both DJs, Alan Walker and Marshmello. And then another one, he's more alternative, rock, metal? Nick can clarify more, is also Breaking Benjamin. So the reason why I put all these three artists, or these performers, one, because yes, their talent's pretty cool, but two, they all have different moods and all of them, so it's not really all the same.
When you listen to Alan Walker and Marshmello, what do you feel?
I feel more like I'm dancing. I'm more feeling like a good vibe. Like, okay, I want to dance. I'm more happy with with them.
So when you listen to those two, you basically like you want to have a party and you want to dance.
Yep.
Now, what about when you listen to Breaking Benjamin? How does that make you feel?
Now with that kind of music, it controls my emotions. Where like one time there was a song, what was it called? So Cold, where that one made me like more upset, but I kind of feel where he's coming from. Same thing with the what we're calling the red Cold River. That makes me more angry, saying, okay, now I'm upset. I want, it's like if you like watch the music video, it tells you a story and why the artist will do it. Like it can show you the emotion like right there.
You are correct, and every artist will tell you that, and no matter who you ask, every artist will tell you that a song tells a story. Every song out there. Even going back to the old days, a song will tell you a story. Kind of like those old nursery rhymes you used to hear as a kid. That's basically a story put in a song form. So you like Alan Walker, you like Marshmello, and then you like Breaking Benjamin. For me, I'm agreeing with you on Breaking Benjamin. They're my number one favorite band. In the last 4 years, no, not 4 years, in the last year, between September 2021 and October 2022, I would have seen Breaking Benjamin 4 times in concert. 4 times. And this April will be a 5th time when they go on tour with the Pretty Reckless, Beartooth, and Dorothy in Worcester at the DCU Center, so I'll be looking forward to that. My other 2 favorite bands that I listen to are Nickelback and Skillet. The reasoning behind that is, Skillet, I listen to them because they try to keep my faith in God restored, because, the last few years have not been good to me, and I went through a period where I was blaming God for, taking my mother and wishing that he could have kept her around and gave her a miracle. I was really mad at him, and I lost all faith. But listening to Skillet, they really helped me realize, hey, yes, God may have taken my mother, but maybe he had his reasons. Maybe that's why we've lost so many people. Like I said, I lost my mother. Mm-hmm. You lost your dad almost 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. Like we had said before, God has a purpose. God has reasons. We don't know those reasons. Only he knows the reasons. Mm-hmm. Nickelback, I like listening to Nickelback because I like to rock. I like to jam out. I like to rock because I love listening to their music. It makes me feel like not a party animal, but it makes me want to have fun. Yeah. That's why I listen to Nickelback. And then Breaking Benjamin, same thing with, like what you said, it keeps my mental health in check. Like what he said earlier, Red Cold River, I listen to that song because when if I'm in a bad mood, and if my anger gets the better of me, I'll tune into that song and I just calm myself down because I can relate to the song, like, because basically, for those of you that don't know, Breaking Benjamin's song "Red Cold River" is about the song about a dad who loses his daughter, or she goes missing, and he's trying to find her and he can't find her, so he gives up his soul to a witch, and then the witch kind of basically takes his life, and then he sees visions, and he sees that his friend is the one who killed his daughter, so he, proceeds to brutally attack him and almost killing him, and then his daughter's spirit arises, and he tries to calm himself down. That's kind of like with me. Like, sometimes my biggest fear is when I get angry that I'm going to lash out and hurt somebody, and I don't want that at all. I'll admit this right here on my podcast right now. Yes, have had some anger management issues in the past, ever since I lost my mother 3 years ago, because they say death can really change a person's mentality, and not for the better. Sometimes it could be for the worst. Some people handle death differently. Some people take it well. Some people just grieve for a little bit, but then you have others that grieve for the rest of their life. I'm going to grieve for probably the rest of my life because my mom was my everything. I did everything with her. I went places, and it was just it's hard. I mean, it's hard for me, hard for my sister, it's hard for my grandmother, and it's hard for my father because my mother was the glue that held the family together. But back to what I was saying about the music. So Red Cold River is basically about to me, I can relate like a song about anger and trying to calm it down, and then the successor to the song, Torn in Two, is a song where you are torn between, being angry and you wanting to stay angry, or controlling the anger and wanting to be happy, or finding peace. So that's the story behind Torn in Two. And then the last song in that saga is Tourniquet, which to me is like basically you've realized that, hey, I want to be happy, but your anger turns into like this monster, and then you want to fight that monster. And then in the end, you defeat the monster, and then you're happy. That's how I see those three songs. I mean, there's a lot of other songs of Breaking Benjamin's that I listen to. I mean, yeah, people make fun of me, people bust my balls because I listen to them like every day. I listen to every single one of their albums, and I don't care. Like, I really don't care because I like listening to their music. The first time I ever listened to Breaking Benjamin's music, all of their songs, was when I went to Ohio 2 years ago. And when I crossed into New Jersey, going into Pennsylvania, getting onto Interstate 80, the first thing I did was put on Breaking Benjamin, and I just listened to every single song. And by the time I got to my destination, I finished all their music. From their first album, Saturate, all the way to the Aurora album. If you could basically put me in a room and you ask me what artist would I listen to for the rest of my life, it would be Breaking Benjamin. I don't care. I could memorize every song, every lyric. I mean, I memorize most of their lyrics anyways, but kind of like that. Now, we had talked about a while ago that there's a couple of songs that they've sung that remind me of your past relationship and the trauma that you went through.
Yeah.
All the songs that we listened to, which one do you think best described your past relationship? Like, which one do you think?
The one, I forget what's the title, but the one that you shared me and something with her, and
Was it just recently?
yeah.
Which one was that was just recently? We were
we
were literally listening to this over the weekend in the car heading back from Foxwoods. Oh my God, what was it?
He said this will make sense for you.
Oh my freaking God, what was it?
And it actually made perfect sense. And I described it.
Water.
Yeah. Let's think of water.
Guys,
yeah.
if you have the time, if you're on YouTube, if you're on Spotify, if you're on Apple, if you're on Amazon, go listen to Breaking Benjamin's music. Just a couple of songs. And then you'll know, hey, if this is what you're going through in real life, this is the song. Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, I'm not like forcing you guys to listen to Breaking Benjamin, but if you want to, go give them a listen. They're a great band to listen to. I mean, granted, they haven't released an actual album since Ember, which was 2018. It would be nice if they released a new album.
Yeah.
It's been like 5 years. I mean, Aurora, I guess, was an album, but that's just an acoustic album from some of their past music, so I'm not even going to count Aurora. But if you did, then okay, that's 6 albums. That was 3 years. So, yeah, I give Breaking Benjamin a listen. They're they're not that bad of a that bad of a band. So, but then back to the beginning, what I was saying, music being good for the soul. It just doesn't matter what you listen to. Like I said, you could listen to jazz, listen to pop, listen to rock, listen to heavy metal, or in Glenn's case, listen to even just regular DJ music.
Yeah.
Listen to DJ music. They're great. There's a ton of DJs out there. There's like he said, Marshmello.
Mm-hmm.
There's Alan Walker.
Yeah.
There's
Then
Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
There's Eminem.
Yeah.
There's Snoop Dogg. There's a shit ton of DJs out there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what, in your opinion, do you think is the most underrated DJ that you know? You got to know some.
Underrated.
You do know what underrated is, right?
Sorta.
Basically, underrated is
Who's
people
the
that an artist that doesn't get talked about
best?
that
Doesn't
much.
get talked about as much.
Who do you think is underrated?
Well, I mean, no one's talking about Draft Punk anymore since those two are gone.
Draft
Since
Punk,
those
yeah,
two
you're
have
right
been
about Draft
broken up.
Punk. Yeah, when did they split up?
It's 15, 16. That was really a couple of years
So
ago.
2015, 2016.
Somewhere around
Wow.
there.
Now, how about the most overrated?
Overrated
DJ?
Marshmello. That's what I'm hearing.
You think
now.
Marshmallow's
Yeah.
overrated? Really?
Yeah, he's been on the top since.
I mean, yeah. I mean, he's been up there. I mean, it's. I personally never even knew Marshmello was a DJ until I met you, and it's like, whoa, this guy's a DJ. He's pretty cool. Now, what about that DJ that has that light up mouse head? Who's that?
That's Dead Mouse. He's
How about he? How is his music?
I'm not more to him, but it's pretty good. He's up there with Marshmello, but at the same time, he's in a dubstep level with
Dubstep,
Skrillex
okay.
so it can flow. So depending on the.
Now I gotta ask this important question: what year got you into Alan Walker and Marshmello, and what song was it?
2019, Alan Walker was Faded, and then after that became Alone, and then heard Unity. So I heard various ways of Alan Walker, and then after when I went to the my first ever when I was 19 to go to New York, in Brooklyn, to go see him performing in a DJ stage. It's called Avenue Gardner, so it's like a DJ club, but it can fit like so many people. Like, no, legit, you got to body. You have to body yourself through if you wanna get out.
So basically, they pack you in like sardines.
Yeah, basically, and they can tell you what means are different venues about these places. Because again, how does music does our mood? He's gonna explain you why after. When I'm done mentioning my next one. So with Marshmello, I heard him also with Happier, but I also heard him with Alone. So I was comparing the two Alones compared to Alan Walker's side Alone and Marshmello Alone. Marshmello Alone was He's Getting Bullied. Alan Walker's Alone is Coming Together. So I'm trying to come up with together both songs combined with Alone,
right?
Making it together,
Yeah.
sort of thing.
Yeah, I understand that.
You know?
Now, what got you into Alan Walker and Marshmello? Who did someone tell you about them? Did you figure it out on your own?
No, I figured it on my own. Like I knew I want to become something until I went to other stuff. I'm hearing about parties and DJs. And I said, "Oh, DJ's pretty cool," and I looked them up and I said, "This is pretty intense."
Now you were you were a DJ in your high school, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Was that where was that? Was that Valley?
Yep, correct. It was at Valley. And we had a talent show, and I was the opening act, so they made me perform with over 10 songs. So I was playing all 10 songs.
That's impressive.
Yeah, over 300 or 400 people watching.
Wow. That's a good following right there, dude.
Yeah, it's pretty known, you know?
That is pretty
and
nice.
Not only that, Alan Walker realized who I was looking at my Instagram post, so he knew who I was. And then his friend also saw my story, so I got like so many recognition, and it's been crazy after that.
That is awesome. Like that's impressive. Like, holy shit. I mean, I did see Alan Walker myself at the Shrine at Foxwoods. When was that? Was that late 2021 or was that early 2022?
2021.
Right, because it was. I think it was
exactly.
after that. It was before that. I met Sam.
Yeah.
So that's Glenn's buddy Sam Roy. By the way, you will probably hear him in a future podcast. Don't know when, but you will probably hear him in the future. But anyway, yeah, because I met Sam in June of 2021, and I think it was probably fall that we saw Alan Walker, or was it winter?
think it was fall. No, it was September.
It was September.
Somewhere around
September. Okay, that
Yeah.
that makes sense. Yeah,
It was
so
on that Tuesday, too.
that's right. It was on a freaking Tuesday. It was on a school night. Guys, just get this be a lesson. Don't go to a concert on a school night. Because if you have to either go to school or work the next day, oh boy, that was tough. I had to be into work at 7 o'clock the next morning. I didn't go to bed that night until midnight. So I only got 6 hours of sleep that night. That was not fun. But anyway, so the Shrine, I thought going in there was going to be great. There was not a lot of people there. Me, Glenn, and Sam, we got to the front. We were good. Then, right around the time the first DJ came out, that's when the crowd started filling up. It's like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
This is not going to be good. Then Alan Walker starts. And then it just becomes a real shit show. They literally pack you in like fucking sardines. Like, literally, I had girls, unfortunately, rubbing up on me because they were so crammed together. And then we're just, like, bobbing and listening to the music. And I looked at Glenn and Sam. I said, do we really want to stay the rest of the freaking night for this shit? I'm like, we got to get out of here. So, luckily, we weaseled our way through the crowd, out the door. The guy's like, where are you going? I said, dude, we're getting the hell out of here. There's just too much freaking people. He's like, okay. So we leave Foxwoods. I take everybody home, and it was just like, oh my freaking God. Will I ever do that again? Hell no. Never again. Glenn can do that with his buddies, but not me.
Yeah.
I would prefer concerts instead of a DJ. Thank you very much. But anyway, so now Glenn talked about how he got into Alan Walker and Marshmello. With me, how did I get into Breaking Benjamin? Well, actually, the first band I got into was Skillet. It was 2011. I was scrolling through YouTube, and I was looking up like NASCAR racing videos, and they had this one video of a compilation of NASCAR wrecks, and I clicked on it, and the song that played was Whispers in the Dark by Skillet, and I heard that, and I'm like, ooh, this is a cool song. So I ended up downloading it onto my old iPod Touch, by the way, when I had an iPod Touch. That was my first Apple experience before I got an iPhone, so thank you very much. I downloaded it onto my my iTunes playlist. I was listening to that. Then I'm scrolling through YouTube looking at different videos, and I think it was around the same year, maybe a year later, is when I got into Breaking Benjamin, when I heard The Diary of Jane. And I heard that song, and I saw the music video. I was like, oh, this is cool. This is a good song. And then just over time, I would just pick like onesie, twosie songs here and there. And then when I started working and I joined Spotify, I started paying for the premium subscription. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to download all these albums and see how they sound. So I downloaded all of Skillet. I downloaded all of Breaking Benjamin. And then I decided, you know what? I'm going to download all of Nickelback. So I downloaded Nickelback. Nickelback I got into in about 2009 because their song Burn It to the Ground was the intro for WWE Monday Night Raw from late 2009 up until mid-2012. So that's the song that got me into Nickelback. And also, I want to point out the thing about Nickelback. I don't know why the fuck y'all are hating on Nickelback. Yeah, some of them can be jackasses, but why y'all hating on them? They have good music. They've got good songs. So why the fuck are you shitting on Nickelback? There's nothing wrong with them. There's plenty of other bands that you could shit on. Just don't shit on Nickelback. That really irritates me. Just throwing it out there. Because I'm sure you probably heard it. I'm sure you hear a lot of people criticizing and making fun of Nickelback.
Everyone, yeah.
It's just crazy. I mean, okay, some of the memes of Nickelback are a little funny. Like the, look at this photograph. Okay, yeah, some of those are funny. Yes, I'll admit that.
Yeah.
But then some of the memes, they're just not funny. They're just like, seriously, come on. You can laugh at other bands. Just don't constantly laugh at Nickelback. They're not the only ones. But anyway, so yeah. So Breaking Benjamin is probably the one band that I probably listen to on a daily basis. I mean, actually, yeah, that is the only band I listen to on a daily basis. I've seen, the first time I saw Breaking Benjamin in concert was September 2021. I saw them with, oh God, they were, no, that was after. Okay. The first time I saw Breaking Benjamin was September 2021. They were with, Papa Roach.
Yeah.
They were with Papa Roach. That was a hell of a show. And then months later, me and Sam went to Toad's Place in New Haven to see them perform an acoustic tour. That was pretty cool. Then a year later, I think it was, April 2022, Breaking Benjamin goes on tour with Seether and Lacey Sturm. That was fucking cool. That was a good concert. And then in October, this is my personal favorite, Breaking Benjamin, they don't headline this tour, but they go on tour with Bush and Alice in Chains. That was a good freaking concert. That was so cool. Bush performed first, then Breaking Benjamin, and then they opened for Alice in Chains. I have to say, they put on a hell of a show. They sound great live. They sound good on their songs. It's crazy. Like it's insane. But I think it's awesome. Mm-hmm. Like now, you have said you've seen Alan Walker, but you have yet to see Marshmello.
Yeah.
So he's currently, where is he touring right now? Is he overseas?
He's he's near around Las Vegas area.
So he's near Vegas.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So he's technically on this side of the earth.
Yeah. So he's not.
Do you think there's a chance like this year or next year he could come to the East Coast?
Probably. I'm not quite sure. I mean, Alan Walker came to Connecticut, so I don't see him mind coming to near our area. But
it almost seems like to me, when Alan Walker was performing, he was performing at like the clubs, like the Shrine. Yeah. But then you look at Marshmello, and he seems like he's touring stadiums.
Yeah.
And granted, okay, yeah, stadiums are big, but God, that many people needing to see a DJ? Oof.
Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, if Marshmello was in Mohegan Sun Arena, that would definitely be a sold out quick.
What year did he come to Mohegan?
He didn't. I'm just saying.
He didn't. Yeah, that's right.
If he ever did, that would have been a sold out one.
So if Alan Walker came to the East Coast, what is the furthest that you will drive or go to see him? What's the furthest?
I mean, I wouldn't mind if he performed in the XL Center. I kind of want to see that.
Okay, that's Hartford. Okay.
I wouldn't mind seeing him in the other place where you and Sam went to see Breaking Benjamin.
Mansfield, Massachusetts, Xfinity Center. Okay.
I wouldn't mind there.
Now, what about a football stadium? What about Foxborough, Massachusetts, where the Patriots play?
Oh yeah, that would be cool. I wouldn't mind.
Now, there's that one. What about Gillette Stadium in New York? New Jersey.
Never been to those stadiums, but yeah,
that is where the New York Giants play and the New York Jets. They're right on like the border of New York and New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
So you would probably go as far as Jersey or even Massachusetts.
Yeah, anywhere else. I would take trains anywhere as long as.
All right.
Yeah, I would take a train. I won't drive, so anywhere that's
all right
closer for me.
That sounds fair. I mean, for me, I would probably go as far as Philadelphia to see Breaking Benjamin. Like they are coming to Guilford, New Hampshire this coming August with Disturbed. But the problem is the day before I'm seeing Nickelback with Brantley Gilbert up in Mansfield, Massachusetts. So I don't know. Going from Mansfield back home to Connecticut, then driving up to Guilford, New Hampshire the next day, I just can't do that. I mean, I would if Nickelback wasn't that day and it was just Breaking Benjamin the next day. I'd say, fuck yeah, I'll go. I'll go see Breaking Benjamin. I don't care. Yeah. But the problem is because there's a concert the day before, I can't do that. I just can't do that. No way.
It's just saying, yes, after From Here Go, like what you said about going to a DJ, let's say on the Tuesday night. Me and him, when we have Alan Walker was performing on the Friday or Saturday night, I had work right after the next day to head to the casino just for work. Right after that. So I was tired. So yes, what you're saying, to go from one concert back to home to go to another concert, It takes a lot of energy.
Oh, it does. Believe me, it does. It's
like
crazy.
You can't even rest at home. You're gonna probably just have to go straight, quick.
Oh no, you're absolutely right. It's just like you can't even get rest.
Yeah, your only rest is when you're up there.
Now let's talk about. We're talking on the subject of music. Let's talk about our first concerts. Was your first concert Alan Walker, or was it somebody else?
Nope, it was Alan Walker.
Okay, that was your first concert. Yeah. That was a DJ. What about your first concert that was a band?
I'm not quite sure. I don't remember. I don't think so.
Well, I know you and I did see Belle Biv DeVoe at Mohegan 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Technically, I mean, okay, you could consider them a band. I mean, they're like a hip hop rap group.
Yeah.
My first concert was 2009. I was 14 years old. Poison, Def Leppard, and Cheap Trick, and that was up at the the Xfinity Center in Hartford, that outdoor theater. That was a hell of a show. It was me, my mom, my dad, and my sister. I was 14. My sister was 7, 8 years old at that time. I mean, we were kids then, so we were still. That was our first concert. That was fun. Except for the part when Def Leppard was coming on and then a thunderstorm rolled in. So Cheap Trick performed first. That was fun. Then, Poison comes on. We got lawn. By the way, mind you, we had lawn seats. We didn't have the overhang seats. We had lawn seats. So that made it even more difficult. So Poison gets on. They're performing. They're having a fun time. I'm looking in the distance, and all of a sudden I see a lot of cloud lightning. I'm like, oh, no. This is not good. I hope this is just heat lightning. So I elbow my dad. I said, Dad, do you see that? He's like, oh, that's just lightning. That's just a heat lightning. It's not going to hit us. And sure enough, right after Poison gets done, Def Leppard's just about to come on stage. All of a sudden, you hear the rumbles. It's like, oh, shit. And then you see the rain coming down, and then you hear it coming down. It's like, oh, no. So right as Def Leppard was getting ready to start, we all just decided to leave. Now, mind you, we parked. Say the stage is here. We parked a quarter of a mile down the parking lot. It's a gravel, muddy parking lot. It's downpouring rain. We have umbrellas. It's thundering and lightning like crazy. We get to the car. It took us nearly 2 hours to get home that night because my dad was driving so slow because of the rain. And this wasn't even just a rainstorm. This was a monsoon that night. That was the worst drive I had ever been on. And I was only 14, and I was scared. But, holy shit. I mean, yeah, that was my first concert, but that was pretty cool. And then my second concert was a year later, same venue. It was Poison. No, I'm sorry. It was Bret Michaels. It was 38 Special and Lynyrd Skynyrd. That was a good show. And then 2011 rolls around. Oof, that was the year of... I went to 7 concerts that year. The first one was in February. It was Miranda Cosgrove. She performed up in Wallingford. Then in March, I saw Bret Michaels at the Fox Theater in Foxwoods. Then in the summertime, I saw the Beach Boys at Foxwoods, same venue. Then I saw Miranda Cosgrove again at Six Flags. That was cool. And then at the end of the year, who did I see at the end of the year? Did I see Poison that year with my mother? No. My parents saw Poison that year when it was their 25th anniversary. But yeah, that was the year of concerts, 2011. That was a fun year. I mean, God. I would say in my lifetime, I've probably been to at least maybe 24 concerts, maybe more. I wish I could go back and count how many concerts I've been to, but I don't feel like doing that right now.
Yeah. So now, explaining about these venues, so explain what compared to Toad's Palace and to the Shrine. When you mean sardines packed, what do you mean really?
Well, let's just say that when they pack you in, I mean they pack you in, body on body. They did that at Toad's Place when me and Sam went to see Breaking Benjamin, and then they did it at the Shrine when me, Glenn, and Sam went to see Alan Walker. In the beginning, when that first DJ was opening, there was just people getting there. But once he got done and once Alan Walker started, holy shit. That was brutal.
And now let me question you this. If Breaking Benjamin ever played in a club like that kind of just Shrine, would you stay?
I would body slam every goddamn person so I can get to the front of the stage. You're damn right I would.
Okay.
I mean, come on. I stayed for all the Breaking Benjamin at Toad's Place. I didn't want to leave.
Yeah.
As much as it pained me, as much as I stood, guys, for 4 hours that night. My feet and my legs were killing me. As this man, I called him and his ex-girlfriend that night afterwards because my feet were killing me.
Yeah. Because there was no tables.
No tables, no seats. They didn't even have seats at the bar. They had nothing.
Yeah.
So we stood from, I think 6 or 6:30 that night until 10:30, 11 o'clock. It's like, holy shit. That was nuts. By the way, guys, if you hear music in the background, that is Glenn's mother and her friend doing karaoke night.
Yeah.
I guess every night is karaoke night for the two of them, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
But yeah, so those are our experiences with concerts. Let's talk about a dream concert that we've never been to or you would like to go to. Mm-hmm. My dream concert would have to be Breaking Benjamin would be the opener, or not the opener. They would be the main event, and opening for them would be Nickelback. That's my dream concert, is Breaking Benjamin being opened by Nickelback. That would be a hell of a concert. Anybody before them? Maybe throw in Flyleaf, which would be nice. Throw in 3 Days Grace. Oh my God. Mm-hmm. That's the unholy concert right there, guys. Let's make it happen. If you guys are listening, make it happen. Now, what about you? What is your dream concert?
Now think about this. You're going to hear me completely random. So imagine actually Breaking Benjamin. Think about it. Breaking Benjamin with a Marshmello EDM kind of thing. So you're going with two combined together. So, yeah, here we go.
Breaking Benjamin and Marshmello. Wow, that'd be an interesting combo.
Yeah. So let's say Breaking Benjamin was an opener for him. Then let's put Alan Walker next. Ooh. Then let's put Marshmello as the main stage.
So Marshmello would basically be the main event. Breaking Benjamin opens for him.
Yeah.
And then Alan Walker's right before Breaking Benjamin.
Right after that,
Ooh. That would be interesting. That would be an interesting one.
Yeah. And now let's say in arena wise, let's see if they were performing in the stadium. There you go. You get
stadium,
yeah,
that could happen.
You know?
It could happen. I mean, you don't know. I mean, Nickelback is touring with Brantley Gilbert. Brantley Gilbert's a country artist. And Nickelback's rock.
There we go.
That is probably the strangest tour I've ever seen. But hey, if people want to see it, they'll see it. I mean, whatever. It don't matter, I guess. So...
Now, going back was my other question. What is your favorite venues? Which one do you like and what you did not dislike?
Ooh, let's see.
Which one you think?
My number one favorite venue is Mohegan Sun all day long. I love Mohegan. They're a great arena. They're not too big. Mm-hmm. They're basically a perfect size, in my opinion. My least favorite arena, well, I wouldn't have a least favorite, but I would say that I have a strong dislike for the Fox Theater. I have a strong dislike for that because when someone's in there, it's loud. Like, it's really loud. With an arena, it's all spread out and like you can like get the effect goes everywhere. With a freaking theater, it just goes one direction.
Yeah.
I don't really like the Fox Theater. My dream arena to go to is the Staples Center in Los Angeles. That's my dream arena to go visit. Right. Whether it's for a concert, whether it's for a hockey game, whether it's for a Lakers game or a Clippers game, doesn't matter.
Okay, now let me go with you this. And which one's overrated and which one's underrated?
I don't know. That's for underrated. I'm going to have to say probably the XL Center in Hartford because, the XL Center has been around since the 70s. And it was the home of the original Hartford Whalers before they moved to North Carolina. But the XL Center really doesn't get talked about as much because everywhere you go, you see advertisements for Mohegan Sun. You see advertisements for Foxwoods. You see advertisements for MGM Springfield. You see advertisements for Mohegan Sun in Pocono, Pennsylvania. You see nothing advertised for the XL Center. Absolutely nothing. Unless it's an event, you see nothing advertised. You see no commercials for it whatsoever, which is kind of strange. The XL Center doesn't get enough credit.
Yeah.
And they were formerly known as the Hartford Civic Center, if anybody wanted to know that. The one arena that's really overrated is Madison Square Garden. That is completely overrated. Everyone talks about Madison Square Garden. I mean, yeah, world's most famous arena. I get it. But that's not the only Madison Square Garden. There were 4 arenas built in New York City that were all Madison Square Garden. This is the 4th one in the city right now. And this was built in, mid-60s, like 1965, I would say. Yeah, granted the Knicks are there. The Rangers and the Rangers play there. And then they occasionally hold wrestling events. I know they've had WrestleMania there, but just like, yeah, okay, Madison Square Garden's a great arena, but you need to really renovate that place because that place is not built for tall people. I've been in Madison Square Garden for a Rangers game. I felt crammed in those seats. For Glenn, it's perfect because Glenn is small.
Yeah.
He's a 5'5", and he's tiny. He's perfect for that arena. For me, hell no, that arena was not built for big people.
No.
Especially me being overweight and all that. No.
Now, questioning about with the arenas and going with music. So, what do you think about how there are steps? Do you think that, like, it's dangerous for people to walk? And do you think they should improve it, like adjusting? Like, what do you think?
Mohegan Sun steps are good. I mean, they're not as
steep. Yeah,
steep. They're at a perfect angle. Hartford though, oh my God in heaven, their stairs are like walking up the side of a mountain. It is kind of scary because if you don't have good balance, don't go in that arena. It's pretty bad.
Yeah.
I mean, the first time I went into the XL Center was December 2009 for Monday Night Raw. And I walk into the arena and I see the steps and I looked at my dad. I said, we got to walk down those steps? He's like, yeah, just go right down there. I'm like, shit, okay. I walk down the stairs, no problem. But just looking down those steps, it's like looking down a cliff. Like, what the heck? I got to do that? Great. But yeah, so honestly, there's also another topic I want to discuss about music is, while we're actually on the subject of arenas, there's one arena I wish they bring back. I never got to see it as a kid. You never got to see it as a kid, is the New Haven Memorial Coliseum. The New Haven Coliseum. That was a cool arena. Like, if you guys go back and do some history on it, that was one of Connecticut's earliest arenas. Like, it housed some old like arena football, it housed soccer, it housed most wrestling events, and that was before the XL Center and before Mohegan Sun was built. Hell, even before the Webster Bank Arena in Bridgeport was built. I mean, that was the original arena before the XL Center and before Mohegan, and everyone went there. And back in the day when our parents were kids, you could get a ticket to a concert for like $10, $10. These days, forget about it. You can't get a ticket for $10 these days. Cheapest ticket's like $50, depending on the artist.
Every artist is really different, every seating too. So they're not affordable prices, you think.
Yeah, it's not just the artist too. It's also the venue. The venue charges too, because they gotta make money on it too.
Yeah.
So it's not just the artist.
Okay, then if you were thinking, do you think that Mohegan's venue charges more than Foxwoods, or do you think Foxwoods?
Oh God, yeah, Mohegan definitely charges more. I mean, my parents went to a Bon Jovi concert at Mohegan like 10 years ago. Tickets were $120 a piece. And that's not just Mohegan; that's Bon Jovi's tickets. Yeah. Like, are you freaking kidding me? That much? No way. That's just not worth it.
Okay, but going with that one. With the bands and music that we're talking to and how it feels, then do you ever consider do you imagine to be on like a band like with Breaking Benjamin and actually playing kind of thing, or like
being in a band with Breaking Benjamin?
Like, what do you think?
Being with them would be cool,
like,
but honestly, I could just see myself being a cover band for Breaking Benjamin, because a lot of artists out there have cover bands. Like Bon Jovi has their own cover band, Bruce Springsteen has his own cover band. A lot of 90s and 80s and 90s groups have their own cover bands. For me personally, I would be the cover band for Breaking Benjamin because that would be the coolest thing to perform their music, play their instruments, the guitar, bass, drums, whatever. That would be a cool thing.
Okay.
Like it would just be top notch. Awesome.
Then speaking with music and cover bands, and when you think about this group called Wild Knights, what cover band are they then? I had to bring this
Wild
one up.
Knights is for those of you guys that do not know, Wild Knights is a various artist cover band. They perform only in Connecticut, sometimes in Rhode Island, depending on how far they go. You can find them on Facebook, you can find them on Instagram. I will actually put the links down in the description of the episode so you can go follow them. The bass guitarist for Wild Knights is a personal friend of mine, Ian. And if you guys would like to have him on my podcast, please let me know, and I will try to arrange something with him. If you'd like me to have one of the lead singers on there, please let me know. If you want me to have one of the other band members on the show, let me know, because I would be more than happy to interview them. I would be more than happy, and I'm sure this man would like to hear that too, like to hear me interview a member of Wild Knights.
Correct. You know, we just have to mention about it. So
Of course.
The topic of it is cover band.
All right, guys, we are about to end this podcast. We're going on 40 minutes of talking, just like last week.
Yeah.
If you guys enjoyed the podcast, please leave a like. Why? This is not a freaking YouTube video. If you guys enjoyed the podcast, and go follow my Amazon Music account. Go follow my Apple Podcasts account, and go follow my Spotify account if you guys want to see more episodes. But I promise you, there will be more episodes in the future. I will see you guys next week. Glenn, thanks for being here.
And as well, that if you want to see more content with him, it's also going to be on my YouTube channel, which I think is going to relink that just in case if you guys didn't see, and in my Insta as well, because it's going to be information about it stuff too.
Oh, yes. This guy is going to be dropping a YouTube video very soon of him roasting me. God help him. All right, guys. Thank you for listening. See you next week. Later.